Bienvenidos a todos, welcome everyone, I am the Seamster and I'm going to show you guys how to put in a window inside your food truck or your food trailer, from framing it in and putting the window on, and also how to put a screen on the inside using a slide track. So let's go inside everybody so I can explain a little bit more. If you have not filled out your application, your planning application to submit on building a food truck or a food trailer, you guys got to understand is that they're going to ask you how you're going to get your M.U.A, your makeup air. Makeup air is air that is brought from the outside into your concession, STFU. And what that's made for is people that have hood vents. So if you have a hood vent, you plan on having one, and it's going to be sucking the air inside the trailer, they're going to ask you how you plan on getting that M.U.A, that makeup air. And it's very important that if you have a lot of windows, that you have screens, because you're probably not going to pass that inspection if you do not have screens because of bugs and debris and contaminations from the outside getting inside for that makeup air. Also, it's 90 degrees outside, and inside you can pretty much add 30 more degrees on top of that, especially if you have a griddle that's going, a skillet, or you have a deep fry. Remember, these things are running around 300 to 400 degrees. That's right. So, and if you don't plan on having any of that stuff, just a hot dog roller, a slushy maker, anything that operates is going to produce some type of heat. And the more windows that you have allows more circulation of air from the outside to just flow through it. So, why am I using an aluminum storm window? One, because of the cost. The cost is probably around $30 to $60. This is a large window that I have here. This is basically 3 foot by 4.5 feet that I'm getting for 60 bucks. And it comes with a half screen, and it's lightweight. They're easy to clean, easy to remove the windows if I need to, and if they get damaged, well then I can just replace the whole storm window and start over again for a measly $60. That's right. Why pay up to $1,000 on some of these pre-made concession windows when you can just do it yourself? I would stay away from the vinyl, big bulky windows that you put inside houses, because that is an avenue for water to be able to get inside of your food truck or your food trailer. And corrosion can exist, rust, or even a breakdown, deterioration of the wood that you use on the inside. Why? Because anything that is inset, which I've learned on my past videos as I showed you guys, anything that's inset allows water to obviously have an avenue already inside. You want something to be able to on the outside so it has a nice flush mount. And that's the good thing about these aluminum storm windows, is that they only hang outside about 3/4 of an inch. So let's go ahead, let's get started everybody. I'm going to show you the beginning steps of framing it in, put the windows on, and the bonus is showing you how to install this screen on the inside of your food truck or your food trailer. Alright everybody, come on, let's do this. I'm using an aluminum storm window that I got at Home Depot. This window right here, this smaller one, this is going to be a 34 1/8 by 36 5/8, and my opening is going to be probably about maybe 1/4 of an inch larger, and I'll just trim that out, and then when that FRP board goes over it, you won't even tell, and then I'll just simply just go ahead and caulk all the way around that. The bigger window, the service window, and then the window that's going on the passenger side, it's a lot larger window, and that window there is again 34 1/8 for the height, and the overall length is 52 5/8.
Most panel trucks are going to have an aluminum H channel that runs from the ceiling to the floor. Your 4-inch grinding disc, metal cutting disc, isn't going to be able to cut through the entire thing, so you're going to have to cut small sections out as you see above there. And then once you get that section cut out, you can easily cut the rest of it out. What you see now is I'm using my drill bit to drill through the rivets that hold the aluminum panel to the aluminum H channel. Once them are drilled out and hollow, they simply just pop right out.
You see that's hollow in there, and you have to shave down your 2x4 so that it snugs inside. It can just slide right in.
Once you have shaved down your 2x4s, just simply go ahead and pre-drill your holes on one side of the aluminum H channel so that you can run your drywall screws through. You're going to see now that I'm pre-drilling these out all the way from the top to the bottom. And I'm only going to do this on one side because our window frame has to go on this side here, so I'm just going to use a little support bracket for that. The bottom support is going to hold that window to all of the other aluminum H channels. So that you want a full length, okay? You don't want to cut this piece up. You want it to go from the back all the way to the front. And the same with your header. Your header 2x4, you want that to run full length also. This is just a mock. I'm just making sure that my window frame is going to be where it needs to be. This L-shaped 2x4 is also shaved on one side. Remember, it's got to fit into that aluminum H channel. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in place, and I move my 2x4 that runs from the ceiling to the floor so that I can get that mounted, so that I can mount one side of the window frame to this support. Just a quick little picture of what it should look like in the end. And now what I'm going to do is simply move that 2x4 back in place, and my holes are already pre-drilled, so I'm just going to go ahead and put my 1 5/8 drywall screws fastened to the H channel to that 2x support that runs from the ceiling to the floor. The window frame, I'm using 3-inch drywall screws. You can see I'm just going to go ahead and make sure, I'm just going to put this together right here inside of the truck and mount that all together. And once them are all screwed in, I'm simply just going to go ahead and put that in there. It should fit really snug. And I'm pre-drilling my holes all the way around the window, so it's easier to put my 3-inch drywall screws in instead of having that going through all of that 2x4. It's a lot of wood. And so I'm just going to go ahead and fasten this to that little mounting bracket. The header is going to set flush on top of that window frame. You see it's flush, it sets nice and flush with that. And I'm pre-drilling, you can see right there all the way up. And that's, I'm telling you what, this window frame is really, really sturdy right now. It's going to take a lot to be able to get some flex for that aluminum window that's going in. It's just not going to happen because it's a lot stronger now than it was originally with just that aluminum H channel. You can see my bottom brackets. You're going to have all of this because when you go to put your plywood, you want to have wood you to be able to fasten it to. So you want that to run from the ceiling all the way down to the floor.
Just to give you a close-up view of the frame all the way around, pretty well supported, and really, it really didn't take a lot of work. It's just one of those tedious things where you got to cut it in, and like I say, the plywood, 1/2-inch plywood, is going to go over all of that, and it'll just frame all of that in perfect. If you haven't already started filling out your application, and this is a goal, you plan on having an STFU, I'm telling you right now, get that started. Start your planning right now. Get your drawings made. Get them drawn to scale. When I say draw to scale, that means that paper that has all them lines and checkered boxes on it, like they indicate 1 inch or 1 foot. Use that type of paper to make your drawings on. You're going to have to submit all this stuff. It's all time consuming. That right there is going to just take months alone just to get that application passed, just so you can get started building your STFU, your food truck, or your food trailer.
The window frame is complete. So now what you're going to do is take a small drill bit and drill all 4 corners out. And once you do that, you know it's exact what you need to cut out. Now take yourself something straight, a 4-foot level, or obviously something straight, and match up them holes and trace your lines so that when you cut that out, it's going to be exactly flush with the inside 2x4s, and you'll have nothing to worry about.
Okay, just a quick note. That it's good to take your extension cord and your grinding wheel cord and tie them together so that when you're up there working, it doesn't become unplugged. Just a little note. All right, so let's get cutting.
Now remember, take your time with this part here and wear your goggles. There's metal flying everywhere.
Most of us are probably working by ourselves, and we want to save this piece of metal that we're cutting out because I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that in a future video. But if you're working by yourself and you got your bottom corners cut out and you're pretty much cut out and you left about 1 inch on the top corners, leave about a 1 inch, and then take some duct tape and put some duct tape on the outsides of where you left that 1 inch so that when you go to cut that out, that metal doesn't fall onto the ground and get all bent up. We want to save this metal, okay? So duct tape, top corners, this side and that side. So I'm gonna cut that out right now and you'll see what I mean.
Now I will admit, cutting this out is actually pretty fun because you're going to see something, a result, you know, when you go to take that metal panel out of there. It's just going to be open, and you're going to have a great feeling because you know you did something pretty awesome.
And just like that, windows are cut out. So now it's just a matter of just cleaning this up right here, and then go ahead and try in the windows and see what it looks like.
Before you install your window, you want to make sure that you clean up everything because that caulk or silicone that you use is almost like a magnet for all types of debris.
It's looking like I can go ahead and start serving some food, doesn't it? Not quite. We got a little ways to go. So right before you're getting ready to install this window, you have to measure the exact first hole measurement. And so we measured over 2 1/4, and we dropped down 3/4 of an inch, and that's where the first hole is. So once you get this hole drilled out, then you can easily put this window up, and then it'll kind of just level it out and teeter-totter it. That way you can get the rest of the measurements and get the bottom 2 outside ones done first, and then hit the top 2, and then work your way around and start drilling holes. We got the bottom 2 screws started, and I put one up on the top corner. And what you're going to do on the very bottom of the window is you're going to flush these right down. Okay, don't tighten them, mash them down, just flush them down. And then once that window's in place, it's level. Now you can just go ahead and put the top corner in, which I did, and then I'm just going to work my way all the way around, and then I'll pull these ones out as I start coming down to the bottom, so I have that 1/2 inch gap. So then when I'm done with that, then I can go ahead and put my silicone underneath that seal, and then, as you know, the window will just squash down on it, making it watertight. I'm getting ready to caulk these windows, but there's one thing that you're going to have to know if you're using the same thing that I am, these storm windows, is you want to leave just 1 screw in each corner. Okay, and the reason why you don't want to have all the screws in here, because when these go to tighten down, you want this to tighten down, and then 1 screw is going to bind it up and hold it up from laying flat down and binding on the caulk and making a good solid mend. So like I say, 1 in each corner, and then as you have the caulk on, you can go ahead and start tightening that side down, and just work your way until eventually you're done and you have all the screws in the window and everything's nice and tight. So here we go.
You only need a small amount of caulk or silicone because it's going to smash it down like a gasket.
Okay, I'm finished up caulking, so now I'm just going to go ahead and start screwing these down, and what's going to end up happening is caulk should just start squeezing its way out on both sides, on the interior and the exterior, and then if there's anything left over, I'll just wipe it off with a rag because I don't need any excess, to be honest, because this is just a flat mount.
As you can see, when I used my silicone, I used way too much and it squeezes out.
And as you can see, as that squeezes out like that, I'm just going to wipe that off, and it'll just make a nice smooth finish on the end there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work my way around, all the way around this window. Both sides of the window here have like a ridge. And what you have to do is you have to drill drain holes, okay, in this. Here and on the other side of the rail. And just work your way down, okay, making them drain holes. I put them here, 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 just space them out. Okay, so what happens is when the rain runs down the window, if rain does get on your window, it goes inside of these rails on either side, and it just runs right outside of them holes, because you don't want this filling up with water and then coming inside of your truck and then getting all of this all wet. Okay, got all the windows in and everything has sealed in, and got the caulk nice and tight. And you can see there are the stainless steel screws all the way around, and all the windows, they all look pretty good. The more windows you have, the more entertainment it is for the people, and there's no secret behind what you're actually doing inside of your STFU. They're easy to handle, and the windows are easy to slide back and forth. Are they very much, do they work for security? No, but remember this, if somebody wants to get into your food truck and you don't have a protective, some type of metal door to go over the window, they're going to get into the truck or trailer regardless of what you do to it. Because if somebody wants in there, they're going to get in there, okay? Because basically you got windows all the way around.
Now that the window's in place, now go ahead and take your measurements to build your screen slide. I'm using a 3/8 aluminum C-channel. And all I did is made my measurements all the way from one side to the other. And I'm going to cut 2 pieces. One for the top and one for the bottom. Now let's go ahead and double check. Everything looks good. You're going to have to drill 3 holes for your top piece. So once the holes are pre-drilled, so your screw can go in, simply go ahead and mount it. It does help though if you do pre-drill some small drill holes for your screws to go in. And I'm using a 1-inch stainless steel screw. Now, you notice that the screen doesn't quite fit because the frame of the window is larger than the screen itself. So what I did is I stacked another 3/8 aluminum C-channel on top of each other, and that gives me the proper height that I need. You may not need this, or you may need more, so you might have to improvise. Now I'll just go ahead and drill my holes with them stacked on top of each other, so I know exactly where the holes are, so there's no guessing to go through the next aluminum 3/8 C-channel. What I did is I put 6 1-inch stainless steel screws. Now, in order for me to put my screen in, I'm going to have to slightly bend it. You don't want to bend this too much because you can damage the screen. Take your time, no hurry. Notice as it catches when I slide it, what it's doing is it's catching the heads of them stainless steel screws. Now, for this handle, I had to cut one side of it to make it flat so that it would go against the wall. Not a big deal. I'll end up painting that white in the future anyways. For it to slide easily on that track, all I did is take a piece of FRP fiberglass so it slides on there nice and easy. Look at that, it works great. That's just a close-up view that you can see all the way around. Everything looks pretty good. And that's the FRP inside of the 3/8 channel. And it really does slide nice and easy with that in there without them screw heads interfering with the screen.
And when you're ready to serve, all you simply do is just take the screen and slide it open. And when you're all done serving everybody and collecting that money, you just close the screen. It's very important, everybody, that you have a screen inside of your STFU, or you may not get passed by your inspection. Why? Because bugs and debris and everything that's outside can get inside. So you gotta have a screen.
There's just one more thing you have to do on the outside of the aluminum storm window, is you have to drill a hole just on the outside of the window and place your 1-inch stainless steel screw in there so that it holds that window from sliding where the screen used to be, because the window will want to move because the screen held that in place.
And bam! Just like that, everybody. That's how you install a window from beginning to end, and also making your own slide for your screen on the inside. If you guys got something out of this, I appreciate it if you subscribe, you like, give me a thumbs up, give me a comment. I always want to know what you guys are building, what type of truck you plan on using, or even a trailer you plan on using. Give me all the information you got, guys. If you got any questions, go ahead and ask. I'll try to help you out. I always get back to my comments, and I do appreciate it. Mi amigas and mi amigos. With that, everybody, remember, the only excuse you can make is the one you actually say. Peace out, everybody.